Zimbabwe produced one of the defining performances of the 2026 ICC Men's T20 World Cup, defeating host Sri Lanka by 6 wickets in Colombo to storm into the Super 8 stage with an unbeaten record. What began as a challenging chase on a sluggish surface turned into a masterclass in composure, tactical batting, and belief. A statement victory that announced Zimbabwe as genuine contenders rather than mere surprise packages. Sri Lanka's 3-act innings. Sri Lanka's total of 178 for 7 was built in distinct phases, each telling a different story. The opening burst was explosive. Pathum Nissanka, fresh from a match-winning century earlier in the tournament, continued his golden run with attacking stroke play alongside Kusal Perera. The pair raced to 54 without loss inside 5 overs, timing the ball sweetly despite Zimbabwe's attempt to disrupt rhythm with early spin. It looked like Sri Lanka were heading for another towering total. But cricket often turns on a single moment, and that moment arrived when Blessing Muzarabani dismissed Perera with a clever, slower short ball. That breakthrough cracked the tempo. Suddenly, Sri Lanka's middle order lost fluency, and Zimbabwe's bowlers tightened the screws. Kusal Mendes struggled for momentum during a scratchy 14 off 20, while Graham Kramer's leg spin and Ryan Burrell's variations pulled Sri Lanka back sharply. From 100 for 2, the hosts slipped into consolidation mode. Even Nissanka, who reached 62, was forced to take risks and fell, attempting a reverse sweep. Only late acceleration from Pavan Ratnayake, 44 off 25, injected urgency. His pair of sixes in the death overs lifted Sri Lanka toward respectability. But the innings never fully recovered from the middle over squeeze. Zimbabwe had dragged them back from a 200-plus trajectory to a defendable, but far from imposing, total. Zimbabwe's chase, anchor and aggressors. Zimbabwe's reply followed a contrasting blueprint. Patience at one end, calculated aggression at the other. The early overs were cautious, with only 20 runs from the first 3 overs as Sri Lanka's bowlers extracted grip from the surface. Brian Bennett, known for his attacking instincts, initially struggled to find timing, but rather than panic, he recalibrated. He chose survival over spectacle, ensuring Zimbabwe always had a set batter deep into the innings. Momentum arrived in bursts. Tadawanashi Marumani broke the shackles with reverse sweeps and a 6 off Mahesh Deekshana, helping Zimbabwe to a respectable power play of 55 for 1. Yet Sri Lanka struck back again through tight overs from Shanaka and Hemantha, pushing the asking rate past 10 and over. At that point, Zimbabwe promoted Ryan Burrell to inject urgency. His brisk 23 off 13 featured a towering 103-meter 6 and kept the chase alive before he fell to a short ball. The equation then read 81, required from 50 balls. Still demanding, still tense. The Raza turning point. Enter Sikandar Raza. At first, even Raza appeared contained, crawling to 7 off 10 balls. But champions often explode without warning. When Hemantha dropped one fractionally short, Raza unleashed a towering 6. Another straight hit, then a carved boundary. Suddenly, the field spread. Sri Lanka's shoulders dipped, and the chase tilted decisively. He dismantled Deekshana as well, launching him straight for 6 despite a good length. That burst shattered Sri Lanka's control and slashed the equation to manageable territory. By the time Raza departed for a blistering 45 off 26, Zimbabwe needed just 10 from the final over. Tony Munyunga calmly struck a pressure-relieving 6 before Bennett sealed the win, finishing unbeaten on 63 off 48 balls, an innings of maturity, restraint, and timing. Why Zimbabwe won? This victory was not luck. It was structure, discipline, and execution. Bowling discipline. After the early assault, Zimbabwe's attack adjusted lengths and denied boundaries through the middle overs. Game awareness. Bennett recognized conditions early and played the anchor role perfectly. Tactical batting order. Promoting Burrell accelerated momentum precisely when required. Clutch hitting. Raza's counterattack broke Sri Lanka's spirit at the critical juncture. What it means. Zimbabwe's unbeaten march into the Super 8 is historic. Once considered outsiders, they have now defeated major sides and handled pressure situations with remarkable calm. Their blend of experienced leaders and fearless stroke makers makes them one of the tournament's most dangerous dark horses. Sri Lanka, meanwhile, will reflect on missed chances. They dominated the power play with the bat, controlled phases with the ball, and still lost. Their inability to sustain pressure in the middle overs ultimately proved decisive. Final verdict. Zimbabwe didn't just win. They outthought, outplayed, and outcomposed the hosts. And if this performance is any indication, the Super 8 stage may witness more shocks yet.